Deen. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Brother Hassan.
Just put that in your pocket. Oh, just say it right here.
Okay. Hassan Abdul Alghani. Imam Mohammed gave me that name in 1974. I was manager of Salam Restaurant under the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. In 1971, I stayed here 3 to 4 years till the Imam closed it and sold it and gave it to Farrakhan. Brothers and sisters, I'm honored to be here. This is a great day. I used to hear the Honorable Elijah Muhammad say, dreadful day sometime. I came along, it was a dreadful day. I'm a little older than a lot of you. I'm probably the same age as some of you. 75 years old. I've been in this community almost 50 years. This community is my life. And I've always thought of it. I think of it every day. I think of it all the time. And what drove me to come here is that it's time. The time has come for us to come together as a people. I see a lot of separation among the ministry. I see a lot of separation among the believers. They're going here, they're going there. I've been to Saudi Arabia. I've been there for over a month and a half. I went to the masjids, and we're dividing ourselves. If we don't know the Arabic, well, that brother, you don't know the Arabic. They separating yourself. The Arabic is good, but first of all, we have to put the belief of this religion in our soul and our heart. When the Father, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, gave us and brought us this religion back 80 years ago, he taught us to do for ourselves. And we've lost that. What happened to that? Where did we go? We came in with the ambition to do for self. And the Imam Muhammad came along, he didn't tell us to stop. He didn't tell you, brothers and sisters, stop this, you got to do this. He had to do what he did because he had to give us the religion. We didn't have the religion. We had become a force in this country. A lot of people don't know that. They thought that things changed in this country because of the few people that got up and said a few things and made moves. Like Farrakhan, Malcolm, the other leaders at that time. Who was that? Martin Luther King, that's right. It wasn't just that. Martin Luther King met with Elijah Muhammad too. You understand what I'm saying? So the thing is that they didn't respect anything but power and force. We wasn't a people that hated. We were people just said, those who fight with you, you fight with them. And that's when they found out we would fight back, that's when they stood up and said, hey, wait a minute, we got to do something for these people. And that's just America. And you know, when you go around people that drop your head all the time, and when you talk to them and won't look them in the eye, you understand? That's when you want to say, well, wait a minute. They won't fight. They have no fight in them. You see? So they don't respect you. So the thing is, Elijah Muhammad, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad gave us strength in our souls and in our minds to stand up. Stand up. Put a backbone in your back. Stand up and be men and women. And that's what we didn't have. Then the son came along. He had that too. Now, don't think he wasn't his father. I've been in his company. I've been with him when he would tell certain people certain things. He was a man, you understand, and he lived by that. You know, he wasn't a coward, wasn't scared. And I know he would die for what he meant. I mean, what he said. But the whole thing is, we have to understand we're still in this position, and it hurts me to see this day and time that we can't come together. All it takes is a few of us. Don't take all of us to come together. Come together, be honest. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with your family. And God will bless you. God will bless all of us. It's our turn. The Imam told us it's your turn. And a lot of us say, well, I made that statement last time I was here. It's your turn. What do you mean? How do you feel about that word? What do you think it means when you say your turn? It's your turn. But do you believe it's your turn? If you don't believe it, you can't achieve it. Just like Elijah Muhammad said, wake up, black man and woman. Do something for yourself. Now, his son came along and said, who is self? Self is what? Community. Self is community. And we have to not just think about yourself as an individual, but think as yourself as a community. What got me really to thinking about this, one day I was in San Francisco in a meeting, and I think Willie Brown was running for mayor, and I was sitting there. An Oriental girl, Chinese girl, brother, and another nationality, and somebody else was there. And they made a statement. You people been in this country over 400 years. She said, why are you people not doing nothing, like coming together for yourself as a group? See, you can't get nothing in America by yourself. Muhammad Ali, millionaire. The brother was just talking about the basketball player, millionaire, billionaire. Oprah Winfrey, billionaire. When these people come against you, you by yourself, they take all that from you. Unbelievable the way they do us as a people. But we don't understand. You got to have somebody with you, behind you, a people, a group. And not no radical group. People who got understanding of this world. You living in a capitalistic society. It's not that you say, I'm going to make my million. What they going to do? You going to make $1 billion. What you think? Where are you coming from? They don't print you up $1 million. You have just took $1 million from somebody else, or won $1 million, or whatever it is. They are looking for that $1 million. Same thing with these little drug dealers around here. They think they can go out and sell drugs, make $1 million, make $2 million. That's just a game. They come get it when they get ready. Just a matter of time. That's right. Matter of time. Right. Don't get caught up in that. God has come to bless you as a people. The Imam says, your turn. The people know it's your turn that run this country. The world, they know it's your turn. And they know, they just hope and pray you don't realize it. You understand? Because once you realize and start rising to the top, not as a fighter, I could have played pro football. I did not accept the system back in the 60s. I could not accept being their boy. I saw too much. I saw Muhammad Ali. I was in college and he came along and I said, this man's a Muslim. He didn't have to say he was a Muslim. I told my dad. My dad was a fighter. He was a boxer. I said, that man's a Muslim. He said, how you know that? I said, look, listen to what he's saying. He believed in it. He didn't talk to Joe like Joe. Well, I don't know. How you feel, Joe? I feel all right. You gonna win tonight, Joe? Yeah, I think I am. See, Ali said, I'm gonna win. Huh? How did he get that understanding? How did he get it? From Almighty God Allah. Huh? That's what you got it. We all got it. But you have to believe you got it. And if you believe it, God, man, can't nothing stop you as a people. Nothing in this world can stop you as a people. But you have to believe it. And that's what God is blessing us today with certain people. And we're going to make this thing happen. Young brother, Deen Mohammed here, the second, we're going to put it together. If God give me the strength, I'd say I'm 75, but I feel like I'm 35. Yeah, and I believe I am, you see. I got that spirit, you see. And I've always had it since I walked in the door. They made me the business manager. I didn't ask for these positions. When they sent me here to Chicago, they sent me here to fail. That's a fact.
I don't mean to interrupt, but could you tell us a little bit about yourself for the young people that's watching, and to know that a little bit where you come from and how you got started and some of the achievements you've made?
Yes, I will.
So that they can know what we have, the great value that we have in you as a leader in our community.
Yes, sir. When I first came in, I just believed that I wanted to help my people. I love this black man and woman. I do, believe it or not. I just love us. And you say, well, how can you love me? Because I remember my grandfather took me to the country as a little boy, 5 years old, and I saw my people sitting on the corners and scratching their heads and going in their back pocket for their half a pint of liquor and didn't have no jobs. You know what I'm saying? I saw that with my own eyes. And I asked God in my own mind. You know, I used to daydream a lot as a little boy, you know, and sit up there looking and dreaming all the time. And the school teacher wrote me up and told my parents to come to school. Your son just sitting there daydreaming all the time. And so I'm thinking, you know, about why. Why are we like this? And then when I heard Dr. Elijah Muhammad talk, I said, wait a minute, this is something here I ain't never heard before. Then I realized they had killed Emmett Tibbs. I saw it. I'm 14, 15 years old. They killed him. I'm looking at it in the Jet magazine. I said, now how could they kill this kid and beat him up like this and murder him for supposed to be whistling at a white woman? And then they killed the young girls in the church. I said, wait a minute. When is somebody going to stand up? You know? And we used to pray that prayer. What was that? My life and my death is all for Allah. And I believe that. I mean, as a young man, I'm telling you, I had to face rifles in my face and threats and everything else. But the whole thing is, it gave me the understanding that we're going to die anyway one day, but let's die for a reason. I'm not going to just die out there drinking no liquor, out there getting killed by somebody jumping, stealing something, anything like that. No, you die for a reason. And that's what Dr. Elijah Muhammad gave me in my thinking. Then he gave me, when I was working for Randolph Hearst, as I always liked to work and help my family and help my mother and my father. And I drew papers from the age of 7 years old all the way up till I was 19, 18 years old, going to school. And they saw I had such a good record. They called me in, one of the managers called me and said, well, how would you like to be a district manager? This is when affirmative action came in. Affirmative action came in, they had to hire so many African Americans. So I was one of the first African Americans hired to do this job. Paid well, very well. And God blessed me to stay there for so many years till I retired. Then they asked me, did I want to be a manager? Now I didn't want to be a manager then because I got my own businesses. I had opened up 2 businesses in San Francisco and Oakland. And I said that, no, I can't at this time. It was paying well. $100,000, I think, the one to start me in. That was good money. But the whole thing is that I knew I wanted to do something for myself to let my people know that they can do something for themselves. It's very easy. When I opened up those businesses, a young boy, I wasn't there, he came there and he asked for a job. And I had a white Caucasian person there doing the work for me. He was cleaning up and moving stuff around. And when he came in, he asked the Caucasian for application for the job. And so he says, well, you got to come back when the owner's here. So he came back and I was there, and the Caucasian was still there too. And I asked him, I said, can I help you? He said, no, I want to speak to the Caucasian guy. I said, well, why is that? He said because he was here before when I was here. So the Caucasian guy was there. He said, you're speaking with the owner. He said, you the owner? I said, yes, I'm the owner. He said, I didn't know black people could own nothing like this. Yeah, that touched my soul, man. I said, you can't own.
Restaurant?
Yeah, my restaurant. You can't own that. I said, you feel that? He said, yeah, I didn't think black people could own nothing like this. So that's when I said, it's time for us to do something. And see, once we do it, we can't stop. You got to keep doing it. You understand? You got to keep pushing. I went into real estate. They told me I couldn't do it. I told Warder II about it, and it's true. My wife can bear you witness on that. And I said, no, I'm gonna finish this. I can do this thing. I can make this thing work. She said, well, you know, you never did it before and they won't loan you the money. I said, look, dear, I said, I'm gonna have this done. I said, if other people are doing it, we can do it too. And when I went there to the banks, they didn't want to loan me the money. They cracked jokes and thought we were playing games and asking for that kind of money and stuff. They said, oh, well, you never done this before. I said, no. So I had to bypass this person and went upstairs and met the manager, the owner, the boss. So when he told me, well, Mr. Alghani, he says, I like what you're doing. He said, but we can't do that because come back next week, I'll have a real answer for you, because I kept talking to him. I said, wait a minute, how do you think people do things? I mean, if I have the knowledge on how to operate this thing and make it work, then what makes you think I can't do it? Well, I said, my credit's all right. He said, yeah, your credit's fine. I said, okay, well, I owned 3 or 4 pieces of property at the time. And he said, well, it's not that. Let me go and talk to the board. He said, you know, I'm governed by a board. I said, okay. So he said, come back next week and we can have an answer for you. So he did, I did. And when he sit us down and we were talking, and he got to talking, he said, well, they denied you, Mr. Alghani. I said, Mr. Morgan, I said, I can't see why they denied me. He said, well, you know, you never done this before, and the amount of money you're getting ready to make, for the amount of money you put up, we had put up $40,000. $40,000, the amount of money you put up, he says, they didn't want to do it. And I said, Mr. Morgan, what did you say for the amount of money I'm getting ready to make? He said, yes. I said, Mr. Morgan,